Hello guys, so today we are exploring friendships and what that means to us. First of all, are friendships really necessary? Can we really go through life like it's a solo mission? Do I really need to care how I treat other people? People say marry your best friend. Well, could it be that the way in which we treat friends determine how we might treat potential spouses? Well, there are lots of questions, but we don't have to answer them alone. We've got some friends to help us. So stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Timothy Ogunasi.
Hi, my name is Prosper Igweneku.
My name is Gosa.
Hi, my name is CJ Fodley.
Hi guys, my name is Roger Omog.
Guys, my name is Cristiano Camara.
Hi there, my name is Tilwani Ogunasi.
Hi, my name is Mariah.
Hi, my name is Daniel.
Hello, my name is Joseph, and I'll be answering a couple of questions for the Sunday Live.
Well, I could say a relationship is a bond that people share. It might differ depending on the person and the situation or the circumstances, but I would say it's a bond that people share.
Definition of a relationship, that should be a bond between someone and someone else, a mutual bond between a person and a person, between two different people.
A definition of a relationship is between two people that share commonality or a bond, a bond based off of a commonality or something they've built together.
A relationship is somebody that I think have a connection between each other. It can either be as friends, or it can be as dating, can be as married. It's just like if you have a connection with somebody, like a deep connection with somebody, that's when you can call it a relationship, in my opinion.
For me, a relationship is a way of connecting with people that are very close to you and having this unbreakable bond as well. I think a relationship is like a way of building like a friendship with like people or like your family or like maybe like in future your wife or like your husband.
So the definition of relationship is basically, how I see it is basically when like you're friends or have like a strong bond with someone else. That's basically it.
I believe a relationship is a form of a bond you have with someone, which can be built with trust or like common interests you have with that person. So yeah.
My definition of a relationship is a connection or bond between two or more people.
Okay.
Could be between friends, a couple, business relationship, family, parents, siblings. Yeah.
Cool.
So my definition of friendship is a close relationship with somebody, and that is built on loyalty, trust, empathy, or any other emotional aspect.
Well, typically I tend to separate them. I first begin as an acquaintance with a person. We say hi, we say hello, we exchange greetings. That's pretty much it. But when I'm making friends, it tends to be someone that I can discuss a lot more things with. We share a lot in common. We understand each other. We're together both at our highs, at our lows. So when I'm making friends, I don't tend to rush into things. Like my mom says, I sit back and I watch their behaviors, and if it's something that if our behaviors align, then I venture into friendship with the person. So when I'm making a friend, I watch them from afar.
You don't make conversations?
I make conversations with them, but during our conversations, I watch out for the answers they give me. I watch out for their body language. I watch out for how they generally respond to me whenever I ask them a question. I mean, if they give off any hostile feelings to me whenever I ask a question or just trying to make general talk with them, I tend to stay away. But if they give me a response that, based on what I know, is similar to what I like and similar to what I believe in, then yeah, I settle with friendship with them. I settle for friendship with them.
This is an interesting one. I haven't had to make friends recently, but so the way I've usually made friends is through uni, through school, and then you have to just sometimes talk to people, and then somehow one friend will stick because you realize, okay, I like this person's vibe, or we have this in common. So that's how I usually make friends. Just have to sometimes talk to people in the spaces you work or live or something. Yeah.
Well, how I make friends is, how I make friends is if, like, you know, we have anything in common, we talk a lot. If they're not annoying, how I put it, yeah, that's how I make my friends.
If you want to make a friend, you have to approach people more. Not being the shy type who doesn't talk to anyone. You can't do, people like that can't usually make friends. But if you approach more people, the more you make friends.
So you make friends by approaching people?
Yeah, approaching people and being nice. Yeah.
That's a difficult question. Everybody has their own kind of different way of doing it. You can either have that thing that you guys connect with, or you guys can have something that you have in common, or you can just be funny and people like you just for that matter. But it's different for everyone. For me, I'd say try to find something that you have a connection with, try to find something in common, and yeah.
For me, how to make friends is by organizing a place you want to meet, maybe having a drink, eat something, have some fun, maybe play some games, and then just talk about the things that interest you. Yeah.
Maybe through like activities you do, maybe in school, maybe like sports. You can make friends many different ways. I make friends by being funny, being nice, making sure they don't get angry and all of that.
I like to say, before you make a friend, you have to be a friend yourself. So first of all, by being a friend, being that listening ear to someone, being supportive, being a good person, being a God-fearing person, being patient, being loving, showing the fruit of the Spirit, and some of the things that we also learn about friendships in the book of Proverbs.
Cool, thank you.
You make friends by introducing yourself, being nice, talking about common ground areas that you both know you relate on, and you know, just being friendly.
I mean, I think it all just depends on you being approachable, you know, because like you could be a nice person, but your facial expressions might say, oh, you're like, so yeah. I mean, that's one thing.
I think a 7 is all right. Sometimes you have to be harsh to your friend. You have to tell them like the truth, you know. So I think a 7. I think. Yeah.
I would say about 10.
10?
Yeah.
You sure? Are you lying?
No.
Okay. And how do you show your kindness?
Anytime they need help, they need help in any area of their life, whether it's school, whether it's outside in their personal life, I always make sure I give my advice, and I also, you know, make jokes most of the time, and just make sure that the friendship is positive in every way.
Okay, cool.
I think that question should be directed to my friends. Yeah, I don't think I can rate myself, but I hope I'm a good friend to them.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. How do you show your kindness then?
I show my kindness by trying to be there for my friends, be a listening ear, to be a support system, to encourage them when they need encouragement, to be a motivation to them, to cheer them on, to let them know of things they're doing well, to also correct them in love. Sometimes when I see them doing something wrong, and have fun with them. Yes.
I'll say a 7.
7?
Yeah, a 7.
Why 7?
Because sometimes I gotta be a bit harsh to my friends, so that their heads to get their mind straight. So I'm gonna have to be quite harsh to them.
How do you show your kindness when you are being kind?
I just say positive things to my friends. Basically being very gentle, and yeah, that's how I show kindness.
I'm obviously gonna say 10.
10?
Yeah, 10.
Wow, okay. How do you show your kindness?
Gifting people things if I can, try show them that I'm there for them, those kind of little things that matter.
I would say like a 6.5. Okay, let's say 7. And I would say that because I think sometimes you have to be real with your friends, especially if there's something they're doing that it's not good for themselves, good for others. You can't just always be rosy. Yeah, so about 7.
Okay. And how do you show your kindness?
So since I show my kindness by kind of asking questions about how they are, or being caring enough to tell them that no, what they're doing is not healthy, it's not good for their mental health, whatever. And then I'm not too much of an affectionate person, so if I really want to show my kindness, I'll give some words of affirmation. Yeah.
Me? Well, let's just keep it at 8.
8?
Yeah.
That's very high. You're very confident.
Yeah, 8.
Okay. How do you show your kindness? How do you show your kindness to your friends?
Well, when they're in need, I help them. Let me see if there's something they don't understand, I assist them with it. If they need something, if I can give it to them, I give it to them. If I can't, I just tell them I don't have it at the moment.
I would say 7.
Okay.
Why I say 7 is because I feel I could do more. But generally, with the way I handle my friends, I would say 7. But there's room for improvement.
And how do you show your kindness?
Well, my way of showing kindness is more like trying to engage with conversations with them as much as I can. My way of showing kindness is paying them visits as many times as I can. I'm not a kind of person that buys gifts. I'm not accustomed to buying gifts, but it depends on the situation. If it's like my best friend's birthday, then definitely I have to get him something. I like to take people, I like to celebrate people rather than, I don't know how else to put it, but I don't.
Like giving things, you like
Yeah, I like to celebrate the person rather than giving, like, because most times I don't know how to buy gifts for people. Let's just put it like that.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't say I usually involve God, but at times. I wouldn't say I usually involve God, but at times we do talk about God. Let me say, once in a while we'll talk about God, see good things He has done. But I wouldn't say I usually involve Him in my friendship.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. And so, if you were to involve God in your relationships, how would you do that? If you were to involve God in your friendship, how would you do that?
Well, you talk more about Him. Let's say, when you and your friends are gathering, most of the time, you make it a habit that you talk about God and all the good things He has done. Let me say, even involve reading the Bible, You talk about the good things He has done, the people He has helped, and so on.
I try to. It's been difficult, but I'm trying to more by kind of just sharing. So I share a lot of content with friends. So if I see kind of interesting content by maybe some Christian people I follow, I'll try and share that actively more. Recently, me and one of my friends, we said, okay, let's actually do a Bible plan together. So just trying to be intentional. And then the friends that are not Christian, I make it always clear based off of my response to issues, how that I'm a Christian. Yeah, my response to their actions or stuff like that. I'll be like, okay, but this is why, blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
Yeah, me and my friends, well, it's kind of difficult to explain. Like, most of my friends are Christians anyway, so it just kind of comes naturally because they go to church, I go to church. It's just something that we have a similar interest in.
I do actually. On Snapchat, we got this group chat where we actually pray like once or twice a week. Sometimes we also just talk about what God is doing in our lives. So yeah, that's how we put God in our conversations.
Not really, no. But I guess if they believe in God, if they believe in God, it's I guess a lot easier. So like they don't do like bad things. I don't know if you know what I mean, but yeah.
Maybe like by preaching like every once in a while, or maybe like 2 times a week, like maybe form a group chat in like WhatsApp and like have a talk about God, something like that.
Is that something you do with your friends?
Yeah, sometimes I do that with my friends. I talk about Jesus, and sometimes they like to listen, sometimes like twice a week. Yeah.
I think in like circumstances where you need to make major decisions in like your relationship with that person, praying to God will help, and that's a way you can involve God, like asking Him for advice before you do some certain things. That's one way.
To get God involved in my friendship and relationship, I first of all get Him involved in my life, and because He's involved in my life, that naturally flows into other areas of my life, like my friendship and relationships.
Cool. So how do you make sure God is in the middle of it?
By having God honoring conversations, doing God honoring activities. Could be hanging out together, having a nice meal, speaking, catching up, giving each other advice, all surrounded around what the Bible tells us and teaches us as well.
Sometimes I invite them to church, or we go to youth services all over Aberdeen, and from time to time we mention God when we're talking about deep aspects of life. We mention God, they mention the Bible. Yeah.
Well, I involve God in my friendships by just by being myself. Through my behaviors and through my actions, my friends might question what drives me. My friends might question what do I aim for? What's driving me basically? And I can just tell them that what drives me and what helps me to do what I do is God. Who helps me to do what I do, all my successes and everything that's all about me is God, basically.
All right, fantastic.
Compromise. Oh, okay. Compromise.
It's okay if you don't know it.
No, I don't know what it means.
All right, that's fine.
Take your time. Compromise.
I think compromise is when you say you come to an agreement with something, like when you have a problem and then people bring solutions, and in those solutions you take out the best solution out of different solutions when it comes to two people, and we could call that a compromise or an agreement.
Okay, cool.
My understanding of compromise is meeting in the middle.
Okay.
So both people bring in their different thoughts and opinions, and then talking it out until both people come to an agreement somewhere in the middle. Usually not in the middle, but as long as it's quite close to the middle and both people are happy with the decision, I think I can call that compromise.
I feel like compromise is trying to find a middle ground between someone. Like you could sacrifice some things for their happiness, or they could sacrifice. So that's how you can compromise with someone.
So that's what compromise means to you?
Yes.
To compromise, it means like make up with someone, like a friend or something like that. So I mean, I guess that's basically it. Just fixing like a problem with another friend.
For me, compromise means that you're able to settle things with people who like you're fighting with. You're able to like resolve the problems that you had before. So yeah, that's for me what compromise means.
I think compromise means when one person has something they want or an opinion and the other person has something they want or an opinion, and then they find the middle ground between them to try find something similar to one thing but also similar to the other thing. So they try to find the middle ground of what they're both wanting.
Compromise is for something to be tarnished, I would say, usually in the context of like a friendship. So something is either going to tarnish that relationship, or you're in a position where you may not follow your morals may be skewed. You may not be able to stick to your morals for a certain reason. Yeah.
Compromise should be a mutual agreement between two parties or two people. So it's when two people come to a particular conclusion or an agreement based on something.
So the first thing I would do is give them space. That's like for 2 to 3 days. I don't speak to him about anything. We don't talk to each other. Why that is so he can have time to calm down and we both have time to process what has just happened. And then after that, we come back together and in a calm way, we speak to each other. We let each other know we ask each other what happened. Then we're able to know where either person went wrong, where we aggravated the situation more than it probably should have been. And when we come back and sit down and talk about it, most times we end up laughing about what happened and be like, how did this happen? But anyway, I give them space, we come back together, we talk about it, we speak about it, and then we move on from there.
Okay.
I would make sure that the fight doesn't happen too long. I'll make sure it stops and like maybe resolve it with like words. Make sure like no one gets harmed or injured. Yeah.
And how would you try to reconcile?
Maybe by speaking, saying like things to like cool down the situation, or maybe like have a talk, like be joking, like be friendly and all that.
If I had a fight, I'll give space first of all, and then afterwards I'll be like, okay, like let's talk about it, get both of our points across and see how we can move forward with that situation. Yeah, but space first.
Right. And following from that, how would you try to reconcile?
I think first of all we'll have to see, like we have to really look into why that argument had to lead into such a big fallout, and then if it's something that maybe cannot be irreconcilable, then we may have to do that. But most times, just be honest, open and honest. Yeah.
In that scenario, once the fight is over, I'd try resolve it with them. Like take time to think what went wrong, how I can resolve it, what did I do, can I see their other side, can I see their side of it. I'd try to think what can I do to apologize, how can I word it right, that kind of stuff. Like I'd try apologize, give it some time after so we can both cool off, and then apologize after, say sorry, say I understand what you were getting at or why you were like this. Try like be kind about it, and then just resolve the matter and apologizing.
First, I would try and make amends with my friend, talk about what we both did wrong, and then see if we can like properly resolve the problem.
Of course it depends on the fight, how serious it is or not. But if it wasn't like a serious fight, I'll just, like let's say an argument, like football, who's better, I'll just say like, I'll just agree with them purposely, even though I may not agree. just to just stop the fight and just fix things again.
For peace, yeah?
Yeah, for peace, because I don't really like arguing. But if it was like a serious thing, then like I would probably like be stubborn about it and wait for them to accept, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's about it.
I will try and maybe understand from her perspective, like what she took from that certain situation, because I might think I'm the one at right, and I might not realize that there's some certain things I might have done that would offend her. So I will try my best to, be able to understand her and maybe find a middle ground with it, and apologize, because a sorry really helps.
Fine, my best friend. That really happens. But on occasion when it does, just let the person know how I feel and what exactly they said or did that made me feel that way. So communicating my emotions in a healthy and loving manner, so they understand my point of view. I would also be quick to listen to what they have to say as well. So both presenting our opinion and our side both presenting our opinion and our sides, and then talking it out in a loving and healthy way, resolving the issues that way. If there's anything we need to do, apologizing when someone has wronged the other person as well, accepting when we've done something wrong. Very important.
Fantastic.
I think the first thing when it comes to fighting is I think the first you communicate, you make sure that the situation is understandable on both parties, so there's no misunderstanding anywhere. And then after that, if I'm in the wrong, I apologize and make sure that on the clear ground he knows that I know that what I did was wrong. So I think communication is just the best thing to do when it comes to fighting. And if they end up not trying, they don't want to talk about it, then I just leave it at that.
Okay. So essentially, how do you try to reconcile it? Do you make efforts to reconcile?
Yeah, I make effort until I see that he or she, they don't want to reconcile in a way.
Yeah.
So I put effort when I see that there's effort being put back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No pressure. On the surface, I think I look for similar qualities in both a friend and a spouse. First of all, being God-fearing, because if you're going to be my friend, if you're going to be giving me advice, I need to make sure you're saying it from a spirit point of view. I mean, Holy Spirit giving you that inspiration, not from worldly advice or worldly resources available. So being God-fearing for me is the one big thing I look for in my friendships. Loyalty is another big one for me. Understanding and making sure that you're loyal to me no matter what, or we're loyal to each other, because it's not a one-way thing, that we're loyal to each other and that we both have our best interests at heart. So not gossiping about someone behind their back, or not having envious thoughts or thoughts of jealousy about the person as well. So loyalty and being God-fearing are two big ones for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I believe someone who has a goal in life, because I have some certain goals I have, and I don't think I'd like to be around people who they don't have anything they want to be, like they don't aspire to be anything. So someone who is determined and a pursuer. Fantastic. Thank you so much. See ya. Bye.
If they're smart, they're funny, they're kind, making sure that their friends are good, like making sure that they're not harmed. That's what I look for in a friend.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye guys.
Like I mentioned in the definition, I think loyalty, trust, honesty, and empathy, because sometimes you can be a friend with somebody, and being a friend with somebody just means that you should, you would put your trust in them. So if you put your trust in somebody and they're not empathetic about what you're telling them or what you show to them, then what's the point? So I think empathy is like a main part as well.
Alright, well, thank you very much, and just say bye to the folks.
Okay, bye.
See, I mean, it doesn't really. I don't really have. Like, I don't really. There's nothing I really used to choose, as long as they're not, like rebellious, like, do bad stuff, and as long as they're not annoying, pretty much it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Bye again.
Bye. Thank you.
So for me, the qualities I'm looking for is somebody who can listen to reason, somebody who also tell me if I'm doing something wrong or not, and somebody who knows God. That's what I'm looking for in a friend.
Okay. Now, what would you be looking for in a future spouse? Testing the waters here.
For me, the number one thing I'll be looking for is somebody who generally just knows God. That's what I'm looking for.
Right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just somebody that I can have fun with, really. Like somebody that I can joke around with. Somebody that shares interest with me. Well, you don't really have to share interest with me, but I have to be able to connect with you, be able to I like to have a conversation with somebody. So I like somebody that can talk, somebody that I can bring out of their comfort zone, that's willing to try new things, stuff like that, really.
So thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Kind, thoughtful, loves God, and more loves God, obviously, but it has to be. I need to see not the fruit or the actual actions in that. Not just someone that says, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian." I need to see that you read your Bible, something. Like I need to see that it's actually practicing. Has banter. I like funny people, and I'll just do more of a shallow one. Good fashion sense. But that's that's just
And in a future friend.
In a future friend.
Make friends in the future.
In the future, I want to make more friends that are more like-minded, and so more like-minded, like me, more Christian friends. That's what I want to go make sure, so that with that word compromise, so that not that I've ever had to compromise my morals, but so that it's easier. You don't have someone almost working against it. It's just like we have an understanding. So more Christian friends, more like-minded friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, quotes I'm looking for in future friends, I'll say being kind and nice are most of it. Not being rude. Always looking forward to good things and always expecting excellent results. I'll say that those are the attributes I want in a good friend.
Alright, fantastic. And bonus question. What are the qualities that you're looking for in a future spouse? Future spouse.
Future spouse. I'll say being nice and good to other people for my future spouse.
That's the first thing, yeah?
That's the first. I should say that one.
No, go for it. Feel free. What are the things you're looking for in a future spouse?
I'll just say being nice and kind. Being nice and kind. If future spouse is nice and kind, nothing more.
Thank you. Future friend.
In a future friend. So what I look for in a future friend is someone who's intellectual, someone who's calm, someone who's not brash, someone who knows what to say at the right time, who doesn't judge me for who I am and I don't judge them for who they are, and someone who just likes my presence generally.
Alright. Now, the next bonus question.
Alright.
is, what are the qualities you're looking for in a future spouse?
Pretty much what I look for in a future friend, because it's expected that my spouse is also my friend, if I'm not mistaken. So, which is someone who's intellectual as well, someone who's calm, someone who just likes my presence in general, and someone who likes me enough to compromise so that we can reach an understanding where we both are happy with the decision that was made. That's pretty much what I look for in a future friend.
All right, fantastic, thank you.
Hi guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you liked our content so far. Next week, we're going to have a panel discussion, basically talking about all these questions and our take on those answers. See you next week. Peace.